What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye. I'm your host for the day, Burn, because we are doing something a little different today, and that's my guest, my special guest here. Who's what is your name, sir?
It's just Rye.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's in the title. How could I forget?
You cheeky bastard.
But today, everybody, we're doing something a little different than what we've been doing before, where we just do movie and TV reviews and like talking about comic books and sometimes video games and stuff. But today, we're talking about Hot Toys collectibles. And if you've been watching our show, you know that we bring this up like almost every episode, almost every opportunity, just as much as we used to bring up Taika Waititi. You know, we were the Taika Waititi shield show, and now we are the Hot Toys shield show. You know, admittedly.
What can you say? You know, we're fans of a lot of things, and honestly, like I don't think we bring up Hot Toys enough. To be honest, this is a new thing we're doing, just because we're kind of new to the collecting game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been into this, you know what? Before I continue, I'll let you ask. You know, Bern, I know you have some questions to ask me, so I'll let you get to it. But yeah, like I said, we're just new collectors, and we want to share our excitement and our favorites so far.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't familiar, you know, Hot Toys is a line of 1/6 scale collection. You know, like collectibles, like figures of different pop culture things. You know, mostly right now, you know, a lot of the big brands that are going on right now, like the Marvel movies, DC movies, Star Wars movies,
yeah.
And they've dabbled in other, different IPs here and there, depending on, I guess, whoever is in charge of the whole thing. I forgot his name. It seems like Howard something, but I think he's the one that sort of decides what they decide to make a collectible of. You know, like a 12-inch, almost like a really like scaled down human being, like. Their level of detail is unparalleled in the collecting game. I would say, like, it's not even a question.
It's essentially like you're getting miniature statues of these actors and the characters they play. Like Iron Man's the most popular figure. That, and actually surprisingly an average stormtrooper. Those are no, actually it's the stormtrooper that is the most popular thing you will ever find in Hot Toys. And the detail they do is pretty damn near uncanny to what you see in the movies and shows. Like they've done The Mandalorian, Batman vs. Superman, Wonder Woman 1984. So they've done a lot of recent stuff, you know. And with every movie franchise that comes out, we always speculate what we would like to see from them. And it really just depends. And Hot Toys isn't the only one that's cornered the market on like realistic or really highly accurate 6-scale figures. They're just our personal favorites. Like, at least for me, for sure. Just because those are the only ones I've started collecting so far. And it remains to be seen if I want to go into another brand for something. But, you know, if anyone who's interested in checking them out, or maybe if you have a significant other who's into this stuff, you have Hot Toys, Prime 1, Damn Toys, and a bunch of other stuff. You know, we'll talk about those later. But Bern, keep taking it away. Why don't you?
Cool, man. So I'll go ahead and lead off with the questions. You know, just with the people of asking us. You know, just clamoring at the gates to know what are these things. So I mean, I want to come at this where I'm asking you questions because you were actually the one who got me into this collecting game. I remember for a few years you're telling me about these things called Hot Toys and showing me pictures, and I always thought, oh wow, those are like, little statues. Like, and I had no real idea that they were actual, statues that you can pose around. They were essentially, figures, and it was the craziest thing. Like, I'd never seen them, and I don't think I really appreciated them. And I had seen them, here and there, and like, within the nerd sphere, I guess we could say, but I never really understood like how cool they were until you got me into them. So how did you get into the whole Hot Toy game?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's really quite simple. I don't remember.
Well, there you go, folks. See ya.
Honestly, I think it was just one of those things that it was around 2015 and Age of Ultron just came out, and I saw I think just scrolling down on Facebook, like, oh, there's this page of like collectible figures, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And it was like the Iron Man, his armor in the last one, which I didn't really care for in the movie too much, but in a figure it actually looked a little bit better. And that's when I started noticing they were doing a lot more characters, like Captain America. They did Vision. They did oh my god, I can't remember. But that's basically when I kind of started getting interested in it, and then I would just save them because they were just kind of cool pictures on my wallpaper to have, in all honesty. And then, yeah, I remember I was showed you a couple times, like, dude, check this out. This looks pretty dope.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then
I vividly remember, like, on a few occasions, you showing me their Instagram page, of a figure that whatever caught your attention at the time that you would show me, and I'd be like, wow, that's like, okay, that's like a screenshot of whatever movie or TV show that thing was a part of. Like, no, this is a figure. I'd be like, what? This is crazy.
Yeah, and I really didn't start getting interested in them until Batman vs Superman came out, and that's when they made Henry Cavill Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman. I mean, they've been in the game since I think 2005 or something like that.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
They've made plenty of figures before then, so. But it was just one of those things. I never heard about them under the radar. They were super under the radar, and didn't really know much about them. Just thought they were cool looking. And then it wasn't until my first Comic-Con in 2016, which, my God, I miss Comic-Con so much.
Yeah.
That was the first place I went to in the con. Just like, you know what? There's a Hot Toys Sideshow Collectibles booth. I'm going to check that shit out. And that's when I saw everything. And that hooked me in since then.
Yeah, and
I've been in it. I've been really interested in stuff. Like, long story short, for about last 7 years.
Yeah, and I would say for me it was a year after when we both went to Comic-Con in the summer of 2017. I remember it vividly because Justice League was about to come out that year,
and I dragged you guys over there. You and our buddy Joe.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, I had no interest. I thought, those would look pretty cool, but they're just I didn't really pay them much mind because where I come from in collecting is just I like to collect steelbooks. Like steelbook casings of Blu-rays or 4K movies that I really enjoy, and that was, I guess, like my sort of way of collecting things that I like. But when we went to the Hot Toy booth,
this is a steelbook right here, actually, guys. Real quick, this is Logan's, one of my favorite movies. I actually still have the little thing on there, so that's just an example of what he got me into as well. Just because I buy movies all the fucking time, but I never really noticed the value of steelbooks and how cool they were until he did. But keep going, Burn.
Yeah, they're absolutely awesome. So that was kind of what the thing that got me into collecting. So, anyways, that's beside the point. In 2017, when you and I went to San Diego Comic-Con and we went over to the Hot Toys booth, getting to see them up close and personal made me realize that these things are little like pieces of art, like legitimately, like it takes craft to make these things. These aren't like the toys you can buy like at Walmart or Target. It's a lot more, and it is an investment with a lot of these figures being $200+ like these aren't just little throwaway things. These are actual collector's items, and they take art and craft to make and produce. It really gave me an appreciation seeing them like within just a thin layer of glass. Like, you can't really appreciate it until you get that close to one, because you really see the level of detail. It was insane.
Yeah, there are a couple good ones, especially that year, because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Ghost Rider starring Gabriel Luna, where he was Robbie Reyes' Ghost Rider, where he drove the Charger on fire instead of a motorcycle. They had that one. They had Daredevil in his brand new suit, Punisher with John Bernthal. There was just so many cool figures that it's my favorite place to go every Comic-Con I can go to. Like, if I go back to the next San Diego one eventually, that's always my first stop. And I always see if I can buy any of them, but you can't, because they're just prototypes and they're just there to show. But
yeah,
they do have a couple. And actually, my first one technically wasn't mine, but actually, you know what? Was that your next question, Bern? I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I get too excited when we talk about Hot Toys.
No. I mean, that's actually a good segue, because I was going to ask, which ones do you own? But I feel like that's a better lead-in question. Like, what was the first figure that you got?
Well, it wasn't even for me. It was for my brother, just because my brother's birthday is near the end of July. And I called him. I was like, what do you like better, a chrome Stormtrooper or a gold one? So I got the gold Stormtrooper, like gold-plated,
nice.
like all kind of like very shiny, polished. And, he keeps it in the box because it's one of those things that even he appreciates how nice it is that he doesn't want to take it out.
Yeah.
And then the year we went, that's when I got my first Iron Man figure, which was a take on the Bones one from Iron Man 3, where it broke apart in that scene and took a bunch of those like superpowered like terrorists out. But it was red and gold, like traditional Iron Man.
Right.
And I remember you guys were telling me, no, stop spending your money. Just get that and go. And I'm like, but I want both. Because there was another Iron Man.
With like the camouflage, right?
It was digital camoed out. And I forgot what that suit's name was, but you guys were like, if you had to go with one, go with the red and gold one because that is Iron Man. Now, the other one, you won't be able to know what it is. Or not everybody will know it's Iron Man. I'm like, yeah, that's true. So that was technically my very first one. And I keep it in the box right now just because I liked it, but it wasn't quite my favorite, to be honest. So I have plenty of others right now that I'm like really in love with.
Nice. My first one was actually the first Deadpool from the Deadpool
I remember
movie.
that. I thought that was super cool, especially how his little desert eagles, when you rack the slide, you can see the bullets inside the magazine. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, so that was my first purchase in there, and then as they say in the collecting game, all downhill from there. You just spiral out of control. And this last year has been it's been tough on the wallet. So like which ones do you own currently, and then have you gotten recently, and like what are the favorite ones that you have right now?
I have Darth Maul from Episode 1, Commander Cody from Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. The heavy infantry Mandalorian. I apologize. Iron Man from Endgame, the Mark 80 something, whatever it is.
85, I believe.
Mark 85. Rocket Raccoon from Endgame. Ronin / Hawkeye Deluxe from Endgame. And then my most recent purchase is Ben Affleck's Batman from Batman vs. Superman in 2016. That one I had to find.
Nice.
And I hate to say it, as much as I love Ben Affleck's Batman, and he does look awesome, I'm going to have to go with a heavy-duty Mandalorian. That's the heavy infantry one's my favorite one, and then Cody, and then Batman. And then and then I love Iron Man too. He looks great, but it's just he's too fancy and too heavy. I feel like it's a trouble to pose him. Like I'm worried about posing him. So those other ones, I love the way they look every day.
Yeah. Getting to see the ones that you have, those are all awesome. And also being an owner of that, the Batman versus Superman style of Batman, it's one of those things where it's like that one, because it came out years ago. Hot Toys appreciate in value. Like the more years pass since their release, they go up. So finding that guy at a good price was pretty tough. I'll say that.
It's definitely these are the type of, like a lot of collectibles, I'm not gonna lie, most of them do go up in value. And especially there are a select few that will skyrocket in price, especially I think because Justice League, the Snyder Cut came out, which is why Batman was so hard to get or so expensive, just because we have a reappreciation of that character and that whole universe. So no, I'm glad I snagged him though. He's awesome.
Yeah, that guy's really cool. It's just the perfect representation of Ben Affleck's Batman. Again, it's one of those things where until you have it in hand, you can't really appreciate it. Like it's just a whole other thing. So I have that guy as well too. We bought them around the same time because we were just riding that high off the Snyder Cut. So it was like one of those things where I'm like, I have to get this dude.
Oh, I still have more Batmans to collect. I need to get the armored one, maybe the battle damaged one. And I hate to say it, but the tactical suit is one I'm thinking of. I should have got. I hate to say it.
Oh, nice. I told you.
Now I look back on that one. Just because I just have appreciation for how much better he was in the Snyder Cut, even though he's still using an alien gun. But that's not here or there. That's just me being picky. But no, the at least if I only have one Batman, this is the Batman I need to have.
Yeah, that one's awesome. But, much like yours, Batman, as much as I love him, is not my favorite currently in the collection. My favorite.
Yes, what do you have, Bern? Well, why don't you share?
So, the ones I have are, you just got from me recently, which is awesome. The new advanced suit, or the upgraded suit, Spiderman. Upgraded suit, yes, from the Far From Home, and his red and black, the Tom Holland Spider-Man. So dope. Love that interpretation of the character. Love that suit. So it was just perfect. It just came out and I was like, oh, this is amazing. This is awesome. It's so cool. It's just that one's still not my favorite though, just because the one that's my favorite is just Oh, so ridiculously good, which they all are. I also have a Alita from Alita Battle Angel.
Alita's great.
A movie that may not resonate with everybody. I enjoyed it, for what it was, but the character was awesome and the design of her was awesome, and just what Hot Toys did with the figure itself was just, it's by far in a way its most posable figure, just because of just the way her like skeleton is, and just it's so awesome, and it's so great. It's one that's really fun to just pose around and really play with like different poses. But my favorite one is the last one that I own is the Mando from Mandalorian.
Best guard out too.
Best guard Mando.
All silver. That one's clean.
Oh my gosh, dude! I love that character, and because I did a body swap, which is the whole thing. When you get into the collecting game, like sometimes you want to switch with different type of 1/6 bodies. I did for this one, and the posability on that is just ridiculous, and I just love that character so much. So it's just a personal favorite of mine right now.
Yeah, mine's coming in the mail soon, so I'll be up there with you with Grogu in his little thing.
Speaking of coming in the mail, I mean, what do you have on? What are you expecting to come out soon? Like, what do you got on lock? Because
excuse me, I need to open up my orders list then, because it's a problem.
Because like here's the thing, folks. Like if you get into the Hot Toy collecting game, they announce figures like almost a year before they even release. Like they'll show you the product and they'll announce them to put it up for order, but you won't get it for like a whole year because they have to mass produce these things. And like I said, there's so much effort and work that goes into them, so it takes them quite a bit of time to get it all right.
Absolutely, and that's been the common joke in this last year, that we're collecting pre-orders, not even the figures yet.
Yeah, just because everything's backed up because of the pandemic.
So with my Mando and Child being shipped, the next ones I'm really looking forward to, and especially in the near future, are going to be Captain Rex. When they kind of reissued him with Tamara Morrison's face, just like the Clone Wars show with the blonde hair and everything. And then honestly, everything else is coming out in 2022. I hate to say it. Yeah. But there's that one actually, and then the other two I'm really looking forward to are going to be Bro Thor, when he's got the beer gut, the beard, the Viking hair, and Endgame Cap, as he's called. Yes. Just because with Mjolnir and his broken shield, just because they were the big three in that movie. Like kind of like how you have to have Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman for DC. They were the three for Marvel, for me at least.
Yeah, absolutely. They're the big three, definitely. Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. It's not even a question. And I also have that Endgame Cap on pre-order, and I've just been waiting for it. I see other people getting it, and I'm like, where's mine? I need it now!
But I have so much pre-order. It's become a real problem. Like, they recently announced Ahsoka Tano and Grogu as a deluxe, or just Ahsoka by herself. And that's the Rosario Dawson version from Mandalorian. Yes. And she looks fantastic. I cannot wait for that next year. I have the Tumbler, the Bat Pod, Batman from Chris Bale's Batman from Dark Knight, nice. all pre-ordered. Nightmare Batman Superman Deluxe, which was like his black suit Superman, and a reissue of Nightmare. Cable from Deadpool 2, because I love Josh Brolin, and the Dark Trooper, Boba Fett. I have a lot, man. This has become a problem. Yeah, I remember after a couple of these, I was like, oh my god. It was just like that Tiger King meme, just, I will never financially recover from this. Yeah.
That's the risk you run in the collecting game. Sometimes it's just you gotta really be choosy, and I've been trying to do my best, to not collect just absolutely everything, and limit myself to only my favorite characters. Because if I didn't, then I would just buy everything. It would just be one of those things where like I'll get that, I'll get that, I'll get that.
I just keep thinking like I'll pay. They all come out in like a year, so I'll just pay them off then. I'll worry about that later.
Absolutely.
So I'm not too worried about it right now. But maybe next year it'll be a problem. But honestly, these are definitely like the ones I would have to say. I'm like, no, these are ones I'm gonna really enjoy, just because I loved them when they came on screen, especially Bo-Katan, played by
Katie Sackhoff.
Katie Sackhoff, thank you, from Mandalorian. Her look was fantastic. It translated beautifully into screen. And Boba Fett, when he got his suit back, and he's got like the robes underneath the old armor and stuff. Like, it was, as much as I want the re-armored version, That one I'm just sticking with for now, just because I'm like, it's Boba Fett, dude. He redeemed himself for me. Like, he's up there with one of my favorite Star Wars characters now. I've jumped that train.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to hear our thoughts about that, watch our Mando season 2 reviews, because we gushed about what they did with Mando in that season. It was just great.
I can't wait for his show this year. I hope it's good.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that one too, and that's why I was telling y'all I'm holding off personally for his more cleaned up look, because
I'm getting that too. I don't care,
because like I said, I will just buy all the Bobas. It'll be ridiculous. It'll just be a room full of Bobas, because he released that guy a lot. But I also have the the Endgame cap, as I mentioned, on pre-order, and also Ahsoka Tano, Rosario Dawson. She's become one of my favorite characters after watching Clone Wars, and then especially seeing her in live action in that show. So it was a day one buy. It was legit. Like, it dropped and I boop hit the button and I'm getting it. So in a year from now, hopefully. And
smart choice.
And yes, I also have the Nightmare Batman and 2-pack with the black suit Superman, because again, riding off the Snyder Cut high, I loved it, so I'm just gonna get those figures, and those were the two I wanted immediately when that movie came out. And the other one that I'm very much looking forward to is our new Captain America. And Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson Captain America.
He's in my cart. I have yet to press the pre-order.
I'm
gonna do it though.
Magnificent looking figure. Oh my gosh, they've outdone themselves with that one.
Yeah, he looked. I mean, I know when we were talking about a review, I didn't care for the suit on screen at first, and honestly, seeing a Hot Toy as a figure is 6 scale, where they kind of were able to fit it more. Mm-hmm. It is the cleanest. Like, even so Endgame good. Cap.
So
that's
good.
A tough one to. They're both kind of tied as like the best looks for Captain America,
mm-hmm.
and that's a lot to say. Like, that's crazy that they were able to do that. So. Props to Hot Toys.
Yes, they get the Dumbledore, little claps. Yes, approval.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are the ones that we know that are releasing. They've been legit, announced, pre-orders up. So, what are some that haven't been announced, or we don't know if they're ever gonna make them? But what is, like, I guess your wish list of Hot Toys that you would want for them to make in the future? I know that's a loaded question, because there's just so many we could think of.
There's
but,
so many,
just come up maybe with like a handful,
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, where do I even start, in all honesty? I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna just do 5, just because I have a long ass list. So
yeah, that's fair.
Let me just start by saying 2 of them are gonna be from the movie Logan in 2017, and that's gonna be Hugh Jackman's Logan and with the beard and the suit, just because that was such a cool look for him, such a different look for Wolverine in general. So I really like the way he just looks so much aged and looks almost more ferocious than when he was younger. And then Daphne Keane as X-23, just because she's an aspiring young actor. She's now in that HBO show. Oh my God, not the Golden Compass. That was the bad movie. His Dark Materials.
His Dark Materials.
Yeah, and I mean, she's growing up too, so we can only see what else she'll be. Hopefully she'll come back for X-23, but I awesome. Loved her figure in that, especially when she first revealed herself to be a mutant. Like, she has the claws, her little sweatshirt, her pants, and then her foot claws. Like, that would be such a sick figure to have. That's a 6 scale, just because she did a fantastic job. And then recently, how we went back to the theaters our second time since pre-COVID, was Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the 10th anniversary screening. It's going to have to be Ramona Flowers. Mary Elizabeth Winstead with the blue hair and her hammer when she fights the 4th Evil X. I forgot Mae Whitman's name in that movie, but I just love when she pulled the hammer out of her bag, and she's got her like green jacket. Like, she just looks like such like a badass warrior, almost hipster-ish, but it looked great. And before I go on, Hot Toys does not make enough female characters. I'm not gonna, especially off-brand, because I've been looking into getting a baby doll from Sucker Punch, but played by, oh my God, I can't think of her name right now. I can't think
Emily
of
Browning.
Emily Browning, thank you.
I was blanking too, but I just can't.
I knew it was Emily something, but I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, Emily Browning, and I do want to get Alita as well. Just seeing the posability.
She's awesome.
And the I mean, I did like the movie originally, but I just was like, I just wish it did better. I would like more female, heroes or warriors, whatever, to kind of go with the 6 scale game. I think they're lacking in that Hot Toys. So
Yeah.
not necessarily a bad criticism, but they could do more, in my opinion.
It seems like they're doing a step in the right direction with them, like we mentioned, Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, and all the other Marvel female characters, Scarlet Witch, who looks awesome.
She does look great.
Looks amazing. So I think they're getting there, but yeah, it's definitely not as balanced as it should be.
No, and then recently being May the 4th, Star Wars week, I would say Gregor, the Republic Commando from the Clone Wars show, would be a fantastic figure to have, especially alongside Captain Rex and Commander Cody, just because we have a bunch of clone troopers and stormtroopers made. It's nice to kind of add a different character to that, like especially after they've done the Death Troopers from Rogue One and Mandalorian, and the Sand Troopers from Rogue One and Mandalorian. It's like, let's add a Republic Commando in there. That'd be pretty badass to have. It'd be like the war machine for Star Wars, besides the heavy infantry Mandalorian. And the last one was such a hard choice just because I'm trying to limit myself in this episode. But I'm going to have to say, even though it wasn't my favorite show, I'm going to say Henry Cavill's Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher would be such a cool figure to have. Just because they could really do the eyes, and then they could do a head sculpt with the black eyes and like an angry face. And
definitely.
It would just be such a sick character to have. So yeah, that's one I'm going to add there. And every time we talk about Hot Toys, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end the segment with more wish list, and hopefully Hot Toys will see this and make them eventually. That's just the dream.
Definitely, this is not the only one that we're going to be. I mean, we're going to be mentioning in as many times as we can, on every opportunity.
That's a given.
Let's see.
So what about you, Bern? What's your wish list as of now, or at least the 5 you want to mention this time?
Definitely. So I'm such a big fan of the movie Mad Max Fury Road. So
yes.
Two that will take my list, is absolutely Tom Hardy's Max, who I thought did a great job, and his look was so cool. He didn't have that cage like on front of his like little mouth muzzle. You can have a head sculpt of that, with a sawed-off shotgun. There's a lot of cool figure opportunity there, and Furiosa, like Charlize Theron looks such like a badass in that movie, with you can have different looks. Obviously, you can have the black grease smear, forehead, and the one with not, and then you have her mechanical arm, and it's just like her look was so cool in that movie, and that's such great figure potential. And like we said, not enough female off-brand characters. Like we're getting some Marvel, we're getting some Star Wars, we're getting some DC, but they're not getting all these other different IPs that we can really tap into. And I think Furiosa and Max great as Hot Toy figures. It'd be so awesome. As much as I love that movie, I just
even
want
if they made a Morton
hope.
Joe, I would want that.
Yeah, Morton Joe too. Just that scary looking man.
But those are solid choices. Keep going, Bern.
Yeah, so I would definitely want those two for sure. I guess to also keep on just keeping a little bit more off brand. You mentioned it in our discussion earlier, and I 100% agree. It's Carl Urban's Dredd from the movie Dredd that came out in 2013, I believe.
2012.
2012. Yeah, I remember it was like in my first year of college, so it was around that time. Hey, either way.
Same year as End of Watch, and I just thought, man, we have a real cop movie versus a sci-fi one.
Yeah.
So that was a good year.
Yeah, his look in that was great. Just the black and then the helmet that he kept on the whole movie. It wouldn't be a hard figure to make. Like, he just looks very statuesque, just standing there. It's just so amazing and very, like, not too complex of a design. It's just great, and that character was awesome. So, getting, one of him and then probably, Anderson as well, the other lead in that movie, that would be pretty cool to have, just to have them both together, taking on the, what was her name, Mama. Just have a 2-pack. That'd be great. Just do it. Just do it, Hot Toys.
That'd be dope as shit. But okay, so far 3 solid choices. What else you got, Bern? What else you got for me?
Oh my goodness. Let me see. Let me think. Oh, it would be totally awesome if we got Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible Fallout. I like,
I respect that choice.
It's not, a crazy character. It's just, Tom Cruise is the crazy one, doing all these awesome things in the movies that no one should be allowed to do, and that's my favorite Mission Impossible movie. So getting one of him from that, or maybe one of him and Henry Cavill's character, if we want to bring back the Henry Cavill for this one too. That's just one of my favorite action movies, and I'd be totally down to get an Ethan Hunt. He's one of the best action heroes in modern cinema, and the fact that we don't have a figure of him is just kind of like, what? Why not?
I would say that one, or even Mission Impossible 4, just because his long hair, like it would look really cool as like a molded hair on a 6 scale. But that's another great choice. I respect that. It'd be a good one to go with like a John Wick if you had it.
Yeah, exactly. Just have them both there. Two badasses, Keanu and Ethan Hunt. Just tearing through people, just doing ridiculous things that are not physically possible, but we love it.
Absolutely. And what do you have? One more for me, Byrne?
Yeah, one more. I guess to stay in the action, third party. Not one of the main IPs, because we're more than likely going to get those when they come out. Is Charlize Theron again, because she's such a badass, but her character from Atomic Blonde.
Yeah, that would be such a sick one to have, just because. Oh my god, she was just so cold blooded in that movie. It was like, god damn, this is basically like watching another version of John Wick, but as a blonde woman.
Yeah, in the Cold War, it's just awesome.
In the Cold War, yeah, she did such a great job in that. Like, kind of like Keanu Reeves, she did a lot of her own stunts in that one. Like, it kind of like him and Tom Cruise basically kind of help actors want to do more of that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love those. There are countless other characters that I could talk about, but just out of the top of my head, and trying to be a little different, try to pick some that are not ones that you would just automatically think of off the top of your head. Those would be my choices.
No, and I totally respect that. And mine were definitely a little more on the mainstream side, but those are just figures they haven't done, and I'm like, I mean, yours too. Dredd is another one. I'm like, why did you guys not capitalize on that? That would have been such a sick thing to have, especially because they could do his little pistol, like, and they could have that, like, the barrel adjust or the clip come out. I don't know. That would have been really cool to have. But again, these are just our wishes, Yeah. If we get to maybe Ben Affleck status or Tom Cruise status, that's when we could start making demands like Hot Toys. Well, here's a list. Make these for me at least, and then we'll talk later.
Absolutely. And then just to cheat a little bit, because I know you're going to mention them sometime in the future, or maybe not. Tarantino lead characters. Love Tarantino's movies.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Would totally want a Django, a Bride, Rick Dalton, Cliff Booth. It's like he has such great characters. Vincent Vega, if you want to, just pick any of them. Any of the Tarantino's lead characters.
Dr. King Schultz, Django's definitely one I would want to have. And I was honestly thinking about Oren Ishii would be dope. Lucy Liu's character. Yeah. Especially when you have it like as a red suit or just in her kimono with her little ninjato, her katanas.
Yeah. Do like a 2-pack of her and the bride's like yellow and black bike outfit and stuff, where she goes and takes them all on. Oh, that'd be so awesome.
My bonus collection, if Hot Toys were to drop it today, I would go bankrupt for it. The Nightmareverse team. With Cyborg and his minigun and the other arm holding up the ammo, Mira with the trident and her below tanks of water, Joe Manganiello in Deathstroke suit or just eye patch and mohawk, and Batman again, just to have another Batman. Oh, actually no, Flash, because I already get Batman.
His armored suit,
his dope. Time travel war suit. And then Joker, just as one company that just kind of did a prototype called the Doomsday Reveler. But basically, Joker would be the other one I would totally want, and that's one I could at least ballpark at like $1,200, but I'd pre-order it, just right there. I'll make payments on it.
Yep, just click.
So when you're seeing me, you're like giving me shit for him, like I'm making my payments, okay? Oh man, anything else you want to ask me about the Hot Toys verse and this whole industry we're in?
No, just that was it for me, man. That's all the questions I had for you, because I don't want to go over time. We're definitely gonna bring this up in other videos in the future, just because this is something that we're really into. And if you guys like see this stuff and you guys get interested too, get one. I would say, get one and see if you're into it, because I think you'll really appreciate it when you do.
Or if I have any secret admirers watching this, if you guys get me one, then
Yeah, actually, we're going to put a wish list, of the ones that you can get for us now.
we're going to make an OnlyFans page, and that's all the payments we're going to ask for is just,
Yeah, we just got to set up a P.O. box first. You got to do this whole thing. We'll get it set up so you guys can send us stuff.
Oh, man. No joke, that would be really cool if somebody ever did just get us that randomly, but it's like, I'd feel so bad. I'm like, you just dropped this much for us? Like, what do we do?
I don't deserve this.
just it'd be like one of those videos, me just crying, just like, oh my god. Just I can't talk because I'm just so involved, just so filled with emotion.
Just pulling a rig dog and just.
You fucking did it.
Yeah.
All right, my dude. Well, this was a fun convo, and yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing more of these videos, like our little unboxing / review videos. So for fellow collectors, if you guys check this out, please give us a comment, like, subscribe, or anybody who's just watching it just for fun. Let's talk about this more. Yeah. We don't mind talking about it. So if you want to join the conversation, go ahead.
Absolutely. I mean, and let us know. Do you guys collect Hot Toys? Or if not, what do you collect? I'm sure everybody's got something. Everyone's got that thing that they like, and this is just one of those things for us. So we just wanted to share
baseball cards,
that.
Bottle caps, I don't know, cans. There's all kinds of stuff to collect out there. So, we're all the power to you.
Absolutely. Like, just collect the things that you love.
Absolutely, man. But until next time, Burn, stay bodacious and keep on renting. Same with you, everybody. Hope everybody stays good. Hope everybody has a great Mother's Day this month. And yeah, that's all I can say.
Absolutely, everybody. Be safe, be good, and we will see you on the next one.
Absolutely. Peace out, my brother.
Adios, man.